Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking what feels like a daunting German bureaucratic handbook and turning it into your personal mission plan. This is your guide to absolutely crushing the start of your Ausbildung, your vocational training in Germany.
But hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's kick things off with a little cautionary tale from Ahmed. He's a student, probably just like you, and he learned the hard way that in Germany, the clock starts ticking the second you land. His small delay got him a fine, but honestly, it could have been a whole lot worse.
So, to make sure you avoid mistakes like Ahmed's, we've broken down your entire quest into 6 totally manageable missions. This is our roadmap for today. We're going to take you from your very first 2 weeks all the way to your final success plan.
Okay, let's dive right in with your first, and I mean most urgent mission. You get exactly 14 days to get this done, and it is the absolute foundation for everything else you're going to do.
The very first German word you need to burn into your memory is Anmeldung. Yeah, it's the official registration of your address, but it is so much more than a piece of paper. Think of it like this. It's the master key that unlocks every single other door for you in Germany. And here's why it's so critical. Without this one document, the Meldebescheinigung, you're completely stuck. Seriously. You can't open a bank account, you can't get a tax ID, you can't even apply for your residence permit. And the risks if you don't do it? They're no joke. We're talking fines that can go all the way up to 1,000 euros.
Okay, so here's the 4-step process to nail this first quest. You'll book your appointment, your termin, online, fill out the form, and show up with your passport. But listen, pay really close attention to step 3. Getting that landlord confirmation form signed is absolutely non-negotiable. Without it, the whole process just stops dead in its tracks. So, let's move on to the next level and see how this all starts to build. Once you're officially registered, it is time to forge your official German identity by grabbing your essential documents, your gear, if you will.
All right, next up is getting your residence permit, your Aufenthaltstitel. But here's a huge heads up. The waiting times can be wildly different depending on the city. You have to plan ahead for this. You see, in Hamburg, you might be waiting a month. But in Berlin, you could be waiting up to 12 weeks. That's 3 months. So these 3 documents are your essential gear. Now, the good news is your residence permit automatically includes your work permit, which is super convenient, and your social security number. Your employer handles that for you. So your main job here is to really scrutinize your training contract for any red flags before you put pen to paper. And this story from Maria just brilliantly shows you the power of getting a second opinion. She took her contract to the local Chamber of Commerce for a free review, by the way, and it saved her from a potentially terrible situation. The takeaway? Never ever be afraid to ask for help.
All right, now that you're an official resident and you've got the right documents, it is time to level up again. Let's talk about how to manage your money in Germany.
Okay, the German tax system can be a little confusing at first, so let's clear up 2 key terms. Your tax ID, or Steuer ID, is basically like your social security number for taxes. It's permanent, for life, and it gets mailed to you after your Anmeldung. Your tax class, or Steuerklasse, just decides how much tax gets taken out of your paycheck each month. For most of you, you'll be in Class I. Simple as that. And here's exactly why you should care about all this tax stuff. This number? This is the average tax refund that students in training, we call them Azubis, get back every single year. All they have to do is file a tax return. You can claim expenses for things like travel and work materials, so please do not leave this money on the table. Now, your Schufa score. Think of it as your financial report card in Germany. It affects everything, from getting a phone contract to renting an apartment down the line. And building a great score really just comes down to one simple idea. Be responsible, and above all else, always pay your bills on time. Okay, let's move on to a major side quest, one that can have huge financial consequences if you're not paying attention, understanding how German contracts work. Oof, Jonas's story is a classic and frankly painful example of the automatic renewal trap. This is super common in Germany for things like gym memberships and phone plans. He missed the deadline to cancel by just 1 week and was automatically locked in for 2 more years. It cost him over 1,000 euros. So, the crucial point is that there's a simple but incredibly powerful strategy to avoid this. For every single contract you sign, gym, phone, whatever, immediately set a calendar reminder for 3 months before it's set to expire. One little reminder can literally save you hundreds, if not thousands of euros. Okay, for a lot of people, the biggest challenge of all is dealing face to face with government offices, especially the immigration office, the Ausländerbehörde. It can feel like a labyrinth, so let's make sure you're prepared to navigate it.
Here is your cheat sheet for acing these appointments. Honestly, it all boils down to two things: preparation and politeness. Bring every single document, all translated and in order. Arrive exactly on time. And always, always use the formal C when you're talking to the staff. It's a sign of respect, and trust me, it goes a long, long way. Okay, you've completed the quests, you've navigated the system, you've collected all your gear, so let's talk about the ultimate reward: a clear, actionable plan for a successful life and career in Germany. To help you budget for that success, this table breaks down the key administrative costs you can expect. Things like your residence permit, essential insurance, maybe some document translations. It all adds up. Planning for these expenses right from the beginning is absolutely key to a stress-free start. And these two quotes just perfectly capture the mindset you need to succeed. David reminds us that, yeah, the system is complex, but it's there to create a clear legal status that actually protects you. And Priya hits on the most important resource you have: other people. You are not alone in this quest. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. The system might look like a labyrinth, but it is absolutely navigable. You have the map now, the path is clear, and your adventure is really just beginning. So what's the first step you're going to take?